Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Hi, I'm Torra, and we want to thank you for kicking it with Kimm and Torra. As always, we have three good topics we are going to touch on, and we want to jump right in. My first topic is definitely one that hits home for me because I don't understand it. Like, I'm a person who I remember being 14, like it was yesterday, and I remember dating and not dating seriously, like walking around junior high school or high school, because it was junior high for me at 14. And just holding a guy hand and, just going on about my business or whatever. That was all. But my parents didn't know. My parents didn't know about it because if they did, they would have probably just flipped. They would have thought I was too young to be doing anything. Now I know y'all have a new generation, what is called Gen Z, and y'all are just doing whatever you want. But there's Zaya Wade, Zaya Wade. I have to say, I can't say she's female. I can't say she pertaining to her, even though I'm saying it now, is because I'm a she and I'm a female, and you are not what I am. Just like I'm not going to consider a Asian woman a black woman because she is not what I am. I'm not going to consider a white woman what I am because she's not a white woman. So I'm not going to consider a person of transgender a she or a female because that's what I am. So I'm not trying to belittle what Zaire is. I'm not trying to hurt whatever she or he wants to be. What I'm saying to you is I can't refer to that, and I just think that the world is putting Zaire in this position to be the trophy child for transgender. And I feel so bad for that child. I feel so bad because it's like they feel good about what they're doing because everybody's praising them and they want that good feeling to stay. But no one's leaving room for that child to decide tomorrow, I don't really want to do this. This is not what I want to do. Like you're posting pictures of them kissing, intimate moments of them kissing on the internet, like allowing that. I don't know. I just think it's too much. I
For
just think it's too
me,
much.
for me, it's a form of sacrifice. We always talk about, we don't always talk about, but people talk about
Yeah.
celebrities sacrificing,
Mhm.
like Kanye's mom, Bill Cosby's son, like when people, Megan Thee Stallion's parent or something, when people get ready to go up to that next level, you often see a sacrifice. Now, Dwayne Wade is at the top of the top, but I feel that this Zaya Wade thing is some kind of sacrifice of this child on some level because you are pigeonholing him. Like, let's just say that the child said, I feel like I was born wrong.
Right.
Even though I'm in a male body, I feel like I'm a woman.
I
And
get
you
that.
respect that. That's one thing. But it's another thing to create a whole agenda, to have the child come into award shows, to have the child on social media posts. And now, like you're saying, to have the 14-year-old child kissing a paramour, that's old school word, but on social media. And then there are rumors that the boyfriend is actually a female who is a transgender male. So you have his son being a transgender woman, and then this young girl being a transgender male. And I looked it up to try to see, is it true, is it not? And I can't really get a handle on it because the articles about the boyfriend are interchanging he, her, and talking about the pronouns they adopted or she and her. I don't know what that means. Is it about, what is the biological identity of the child?
Exactly.
I don't know, but
And you
it's a
want to
lot.
know because you want to be able to say, like, how am I supposed to understand how to treat you if I don't even understand what you are? Like, that is just wrong. And you should want to understand. Like, really, if I go sit inside of a kindergarten class and start dating a kindergarten boy, you would instantly think that's sick and sad. But I said I identify with me being a kindergartner. I
There you
identify.
go.
Come on now, where are
There
we
you
going to
go.
draw the line? You
There
know,
you go.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess we can
okay,
identify as being a Karen. I'm not gonna,
right.
but I mean, I guess that's open, right? Because it's oh, it's back to what's our girl that gets on our nerves?
Candace.
Candace is back to
Yes.
her. It really is back to
Candace.
the psychological condition of wanting to be something other than what you are, and then getting mad at me because I don't want to go along with your
Yep.
story, your narrative. We're
I
right
just
back to
said
her.
this, the Candace Owens effect, because it's so true. A cup is a cup. Don't tell me that the cup is a car. It's not. It's a car. It's not a plate. It's a cup.
It's not
So
a fork.
Right, exactly. And,
Right.
and this is another thing I saw on the social media. MAPS, which is supposed to be minor attracted people. So these are people who are attracted
Pedophiles. Those are pedophiles.
Oh, no question. But they want to attach those letters to guess what community?
LGBTQ plus, whatever. Why would you want
to attach those letters to that unless you were trying to tell me what I've been trying to tell people all along? Someone just came after me, like I got a whole bunch of comments because I said this is why people are afraid of gay people. When they say I didn't want this gay person in my family, because of people like that. You're trying to attach yourself as you like the same sex as a man, and then you coming around little boys in our family and you're attracted to my little boy. This is why I'm trying to explain to you why it's not so accepting. That community wants to attach itself to the LGBTQ.
But the pedophilia has been an agenda for a long time. And so I've always known that they were going to attach pedophilia to the LGBTQ community. I've always known that. At first, they tried to tell us that it was a mental condition. And then they backtracked and said, it's none of that. It's just a lifestyle. It's not a crime. These are the kinds of things that they've been promoting on the internet for some number of years. They always have a long range game. It is never a short game like we do. They got a long, so this has been on the agenda for a very long time. But before we leave Zaya Wade, let me say that, I think I mentioned this before, in our kids' high school, there were some kids who identified as other than their gender, and at some point they changed their mind.
I've seen it in my high school. I saw it literally in my high school.
So they changed their mind. So if you
married now, he's married with children.
Yes. So in our kids' high school, one individual's parents let them take gene therapy hormone therapy is what it's called. So if you've already begun taking hormone therapy, or if you're Zaya and you have a world spotlight on you, and you've already come out dressing a certain way, now kissing a certain person, do you reserve a space for this child to say, I changed my mind. I realized it was just a phase. I'm not that anymore. That will take so much courage and strength that I think that it's unfair to put that child in that position.
That's all I'm saying. When you start posting him as a poster child, that pressure is on. You think about it. You have stars, Disney stars, and they will tell you that's why they go to the total extreme to shave that Disney persona, because they don't want to be looked at as a kid anymore. They might go out and do
a goody two shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, they do all kinds of. Christina Aguilera was stripping and being on. They go all the way.
Why? Because they don't want to identify with that anymore. So my thing is this, because the world has pressured them so much. We need you to stay cute. We need you to stay Shirley Temple. We need you to, and they're like, no, I want to grow up. So he has no room as a child. He has no room to grow, to be a man. If he wants to be a man, fully act like a man, have the whole aura of him. He has no room. When are they going to let him have this space? Because they keep saying she, look at her and her relationship and his daughter. Stop.
Yep, the articles say she was born, she is Dwayne Wade's daughter. They're not even, and this is another thing that's going on social media that's annoying me, I think you and a lot of women. Those transgenders, not that I have anything against them particular, They're trying to make us have a different name. They don't want us to be women. They want to call us cis women, CIS women, and they want us to call ourselves that. And we're all over social media. And I keep saying, the
What?
fact that you want to redefine who you are does not mean that I have to redefine who I am.
Exactly.
I am a woman. You be whatever you want. I don't even know what that means. I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to learn about it. I'm not cis, CIS. I'm not cis anything. I am a biological divine feminine. Okay.
Exactly.
That is never going to change.
Here.
Girl, it's
Get
all,
out of here.
it's
No,
all queen. It is all over the internet. I've been going back and forth with people on TikTok for the last couple of days. Like, are you kidding? That's not how this works.
You have got to send me that next time you see something about that, because I will definitely be speaking on that with my, oh, wow.
A lot of women are coming on there saying, I'm not cis anything. Call me Mrs.,
Yes.
call me Miss, call me
Yes.
woman, don't call me cis. And then they're coming in. It's a medical term. We're like, I don't care what it is. We don't want
If my sis
that.
don't say SIS, hey sis, then it will never be anything else.
Right.
Ever.
That's the only cis I'm going to be.
Yes.
That's it. Mm-hmm. All right. So our favorite Resident Evil person, Bill Gates, now is talking about digital tattoos.
Oh my gosh. And do you know, I've been for years, I'm always asking, when did tattoos become so widely acceptable? I always was like, people are just putting them on their bodies, their necks. You said you had to cover them up. Now it's almost like, no, we accept tattoos everywhere and anywhere. Doctors
We encourage it. You don't have any, I don't have any tattoos. I feel like, hey, don't look at me funny.
Right.
You know.
But now if we're gonna get tattoos, and I saw the tattoo, it looks just like something off the Predator. You remember how the Predator had that arm wrist thing and it looks similar to that. And I'm like, this is what you would embed in someone's arm to go through life. Like, that's your bank account. That's your phone.
They said you can make phone calls on it. You can do
and mental telepathy. Did you hear about the mental telepathy that can go?
I mean, I heard that they are trying to do that with brain implants, but not with that same one for the.
Yeah, almost as if like, okay, so I'm gonna do something with this, and it can send a message from my brain to my daughter's arm or whatever, and upload it.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought that was so crazy, and I'm like, I understand. Listen, I don't ever want to be that person like my great grandparents. Oh, that's the devil. But some things just don't seem right. Am I wrong for feeling like that?
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because I am often trying not to be that person to my children, because I remember what it's like to be 19, 22, whatever, and the world's your oyster, and technology and innovation are things that you're open to. At the same time, these are the end times. And when you can look in the Bible and see things happening now that are spoken about in Revelations, we have to step out of that, oh, it's just technology, and be aware of what's going on. I won't force them. I'm going to do it. I'm going to protect my life. And I'm going to tell them everything I know, even when they don't roll their eyes. But even if they were to start being like, oh my God, Mom, I would still be like, I'm telling you, do what you want to do. I'm telling you, because it's my job to tell you. If you decide to come with me, pull up. We rolling. If you decide to do something else, I can't help it. If I can help you fix it, I will. If I can't, you made a choice. But we are in a time where things that seem to be technological innovation are marks of the beast, or signs of end time, or tampering with your humanity. I mean, we just have to be aware, but I feel the same way. Like, I do not want to be a stick. I just sent them something. We went to a nice restaurant when we went down there for that ceremony for my son, right?
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, never seen that place in my life. It comes, and I don't even go on Facebook that much, but it comes up in my Facebook feed. So I snapped it and sent it to them, and I said, look, apparently this is a nationwide restaurant, even though we didn't know. They have a couple in our state, but I still feel like they tracking me. And then I just put LOL. But
they're 100% tracking you.
But you have to joke about it a little bit. But at the end of the day, all these years I've been on Facebook, you never put that up there. And then 2 weeks ago, I go and use my credit card to pay at this restaurant, and now it's in my feed. It's too much.
100%. It's actually, there is something in our phone that says you can turn it off, but it tracks you when you go in any store, and then all of a sudden it will upload into all your social media stuff. Yeah, I'll send
girl,
it.
I turned all that off. I turned off exposure notifications, tracking notifications, letting apps track. I don't play that. I turned it all off. So why are they tracking me anyway? Because the things going just same way they shut down everybody's phone and installed that. I'm gonna bleep that out. Install that virus notification system. Is the same way they can turn that mess on when it pretends to be off. I understand they created this joint. I don't, they can do whatever they want.
And see it, and getting back to what we were saying about we don't want to be the Debbie Downers. It's like I remember my great grandmother saying she didn't want to fly because God only made birds to fly, and I used to think, oh my gosh, no. You know what I mean? She's so old time. Get with the program. And there was times where she'd never go to the doctor. She'd never been to the hospital or anything because
how old did she live to be?
I think like 99.
If you want to live a long life, stay away from the doctors. I only go with
all real herbalists say that the doctors kill more people than car accidents. Yeah,
and especially if you're Black, because there is that racial bias in the medical field that we don't feel pain as much. They don't take our symptoms seriously. We're dying left and right. We die more in childbirth. My philosophy is I'm only going to the doctor if I can't manage it at all. Otherwise, bye-bye. You won't be seeing me.
She was like that, and she refused to go to the doctors, and she literally hated the fact that she had to go to the hospital towards the end because she couldn't take care of herself, but she just did everything at home. She took care of herself. She never had surgery. She's never had any of those things. And
I need to know some of those, not to be off topic, but I need to know some of those tinctures and herbs and concoctions. I know she was making up all kinds of.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's where we get that's usually where we get a lot of our remedies from. Like if we get fevers, we put potatoes on our feet instead of taking Tylenol, because as you know, it doesn't work. It might break it, but it comes right back. So she draw the fever out of us with the onions and the potatoes and the baking soda. She thinks that cures everything. I mean, she'll tell you in a heartbeat. Brass soda is what she called it, but
what she called it?
Brass soda, like BRASS, brass soda. But because
I had an older aunt who lived, and a great aunt who lived to be 90 plus, and my mother and I would always joke. She thought vinegar cured everything.
Oh yeah,
get you some vinegar is gonna knock it out, but those kinds of things do work. And like how you told me, you said you didn't put a tea bag on that style on your eye. I love knowing stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but that and literally my grandmother would, because I only think like 2 people in our whole family ever got one, because she constantly would always say that, make sure every now and then you just go to sleep with a tea bag on your eye.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I haven't done it in a while, but I do know that when I do start seeing bags underneath my eyes and stuff, I do it and it go right away.
Oh, preventative. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind too. But I do think, back to the point, that we have to walk a line between welcoming innovation and like we need to know how to do computers and phones and iPads, but I'm not getting any ocular thing for 3D internet. I'm not getting 5G. I'm not getting a digital implant or chip. There's some things I'm just not going to do. You can call me old-fashioned. I am old-fashioned all day long. I don't care. Call it what you want.
I believe that those people are the ones that's going to live the longest. I believe the people who just like the Amish, I think they're going to outlive us all, because trust me, they're not involved in any. I think the ones that got the cell phones and they sneak in the cell phones, and but for the most part, they living off the grid. And I'm telling you, I just feel like
I'm trying to join them. I'm not trying to join the Amish, but I'm trying to go
I know what you're talking about.
You know what? As much as I don't watch TV, I did watch a couple episodes. I wonder what happened to that show called Leaving the Amish.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? It was some kids who left.
I used to watch it.
Okay, I only watched a few. I don't know what happened. I didn't follow up with
It was
it, but it
very
was
interesting. I think it was picking
fascinating.
up. Yeah, I think it was picking up.
It was fascinating when they would go back home and when they would expose the attitudes of their
Yes.
parents towards them coming into the city and their
Yep.
first time on a plane. And it was fascinating. Oh my God. And the girl who got, they knocked out all, I mean, they yanked out
Yeah.
all of her teeth. She was like a
Yep.
little 19, 20-year-old with dentures. And oh man, it was crazy. It was
I know.
crazy.
I love that. I love that show because I deal with the Amish a lot. Well, I used to deal with them more, but I used to go to the Amish market and shop for my, produce all the time. I haven't been there in a minute, but I think I'll
Yeah.
start going back now.
So what do we think about the digital tattoo? You think what?
Well, I personally can't see me wanting to get that, not just because of the side effects. I just feel like something like that would, I don't even like to sleep with my earrings in at night. So I feel like a
Oh yeah,
digital
you
tattoo.
can't take it off, right? It's
Right, no,
implanted.
no,
It's
that's
permanent.
implanted in you. And I'm just thinking, how can you make somebody do something like that? That, you know what I'm saying? That's so restricted.
And
So
see,
I don't think I would want it. And I
you
hope I'm
can,
not going to be here for that era of life. I don't know if it's how many years out it's going to be. I just hope that if it's 10, 30, 40, 50 years out, hopefully they give us time because I really don't want to do that with my life. Not
it's
here, not
not that far out because I had done a video a couple weeks ago about, I want to say it's Arizona airport, an
Oh,
airport in Arizona.
okay.
That's
Mhm,
a whole state, but an airport
With the scan the wrist.
Arizona. And they said that you could put your driver's license in your Apple wallet. So they're trying to move. And then remember, you said you had gotten the digital information to have your vaccine records
Mhm.
accessed
Oh yeah.
digitally on your cell phone. So
Oh
what
yeah.
they will try to do is move it into this. For some people, this is a wearable. You're wearing a
Mhm,
watch,
mhm.
is already a wearable. So they get you used to having everything here. And then, hey, you slide it under your skin. You ain't got to carry your phone
Why
around.
though? Why do you want to mess with our bodies? Like, leave that alone. Let that be a choice for me to, you know what I'm saying? To
Right.
enjoy, like, not endure. And, let that be a choice for me to endure. That I don't want that in my body. I don't want that.
I'm staying here as long as my divine creator intends for me to stay, and I'm protecting my humanity.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to die for some things, and death is probably not what they taught us it is anyway. So if it's my time, I'm out. But certain things I'm not going to do. I remember when I was in the Gambia, and one of my Gambian friends was driving me. The kids were in the back, and I was like, I'm not going to do certain things, and I'm willing to die rather than do them.
Mhm, mhm.
He looked, he was like, well, it's not my preference, but I can't go that far. But I knew all along, I am who I am.
Right,
And
right,
when you
right,
try to change that, I'd rather roll on out of here because
right.
I got
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
plans in other places.
Yep.
I don't know where they are. I don't know where the places are, but I am convinced that I have other plans in other places.
Yeah, yeah. Me
All
too.
right, now, what about these shortages in China? You sent me a video showing all these
Did
cargo
you see that?
ships.
Did you see
Yeah,
that?
just backed up, some of them in the
What does
port,
that
but
even
not
mean?
filled. And it's sort of like reminiscent of the truck situation in Canada, but it's ships in China. What do
What
we make of that?
what okay, so this is my thing. If you told the United States farmers to burn crops, destroy potatoes, destroy the farm, I saw it. I mean, unless it was
I saw it too.
green screen, unless it was green screen,
Yeah.
I saw farmers burning crop during the pandemic and burning the grounds and saying that, I don't know, I guess COVID was in the
And
weed or the
complaining and coming on internet saying y'all don't understand what they're doing to farmers. They're
yep,
making me do this. And
yep.
people are, why are you doing it? And I remember all of that. Yeah.
Okay, so that means no crop there, right? And then we can't even have things imported from China because they're stuck at sea, right? So where are we going to get food from? And everyone's talking about this food shortage that's coming in waves, like it's going to be massive. Okay, so what's plan B? because after the dog eat dog world is coming, you know?
Well, you know, I have some crazy ideas. Number one,
You can't just say, okay, I'm going to buy guns and defend my castle.
well, not if you don't have any food. I mean, people need
Right.
to eat. So number one, I have a problem with having goods and or I don't really like things that are made in China, and I go out of my way to avoid food made in China. A lot of the seafood and fish in across the globe is processed in China. They will get it somewhere else, send it to China for processing, and then send it back for sale. I don't want it. So in my mind, a lot of things they did for the pandemic worked. They thought they were harming us, but it worked against them, like making people stay home and not work at home. I mean, not going to work and all of that. They thought they were harming us. But now everybody realized we don't need to go sit up in that cubicle. I can do that work right from here. I don't have to pay gas. I don't have to put up with that. So then you have the great resignation. People are like, look, I don't want to do it. To me, it backfired. And I think that many of the things they do have and will backfire, and this is one of them. Because when you stop people from eating that adulterated food, China's the worst. They are the worst. When you stop people from eating that adulterated food, they're gonna figure out, people are not gonna starve. They're gonna figure out something else to do. The local farm, grow some shit on your back porch, something. People are figuring out other things already. And then when you're ready to bring all that Chinese BS back, people are gonna be like, I don't even want that anyway. Now, I'm not saying that it won't be a hardship initially, but I think that to me, in the long run, they're doing us a favor. China will sell anything. They will sell, we talked about it, plastic cabbage, they'll sell anything. And I try not to buy anything that has China on it.
And it's crazy because I'm starting to notice something about myself. And whenever I notice something, I type it in Google so I know the algorithm can go through all my social media sites. But I typed it in the other day.
And show you stuff that matches up with it.
Yeah. Oh, and within a day or two, that algorithm will pop up on your, social media or whatever. So I know that now. They can't get me. But I typed in, is people losing their appetite? I'm losing my appetite. Like I used to just sit around and just crave for something good or some food or whatever. And it hasn't happened in a minute. I'm like, what in the world? And sure enough, it popped up on my, someone posted it, or somebody, I think it was Instagram I was on, and it was like, is it me? Or you don't just sit around and just think, oh my God, I want a cheeseburger today. And not that I eat cheeseburgers or anything, but that's what they said. And I was
it's the concept.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, I could sit around and be like, oh, I want some crabs today. I don't have that craving. Shrimp, I don't have that craving. A snowball, I don't have that craving. It's like cravings are leaving. So I don't know if whatever they were putting in foods that made all of us fat and gain weight, because when you look back at our parents' era, and it was maybe 4 or 5 people at a house party, might be 100.
But not all these 80% of people, just big old belly.
80% of our house parties.
Oh my God. Right. But I'm always looking at people thinking, wow, they need to lose weight, not because I'm judging you, but I know your body's hurting. I know your lifespan is shortening. I know it's not good.
And if you go to Europe, you want to know, and you go anywhere else, you want to know, why is everyone so thin and the clothes are cut so thin? And it's because they don't put what they're putting in the food here over there. So when you hear that there's all this shipment, but you think about it, they got to put all that stuff in it. Like you just said, they send it from here, they send it from there. They got to put all that fake additives and preservatives in there, which is causing something to preserve in our food. I mean, in our body. What we're putting in is if we putting in something that's keeping it from degrading, then we're putting that same thing in our body, right? So it's keeping
it. Yes, like the pesticides that stop the bugs from eating the plants. Now we're eating those chemicals. The red dye 40 and whatever that make the food look cute and allow it to be on the shelf for a year. When we eat that, we're putting that in our bodies. And like if I gain, like right now, I'm a bit overweight, maybe 8, 10 pounds.
Mhm.
A good part of that is in my midsection. The
Mhm.
first 4 to 5 pounds are going to come off my midsection. And this is an issue that every time you gain weight, it's in your midsection. I don't know if I'll talk about that here, but certainly we have a brain in our gut.
Oh,
We have
hell,
a brain
yes,
in our
yes,
gut. And I think
yes.
that they specifically target that
Yep,
brain. I can say
yep.
that. I can
I
say
agree.
that.
And that's why I said I think it's working against us. This food shortage is for not working against us. It's going to work against some people. I don't think it's going to work against Black people. I think we are at our best when we are at our best weight. And for over the years, that pandemic showed who it killed: overweight Black people. Took them right out. I kept seeing on the news, like, oh my goodness. Oh, I just kept hearing more and more overweight Black people saying it was, oh, it's because they have diabetes. Oh, because, oh, come on.
I
Like,
didn't make that connection because I refuse to watch the news, but that makes sense because they have what they were calling comorbidities. They have
yeah.
diabetes and hypertension and all those other things that they said will cause you to suffer a significant adverse reaction.
So that food shortage and making people have to grow their vegetables again and eat fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, that right there, it could save millions of lives. And then we're gonna have the sun that's gonna be acting in our favor. So
I can't wait for the sun. Let the sun shine. Look how pale I need to get out in the sun anyway.
my
But
kids tell me that too. They're like,
you
"Mom, get some
say
sun."
it again.
My kids say that all the time to me too. They're like, "Mom, you need some sun." I'm
Yeah,
like, I
I
know.
go out in the sun every day, but I'm not out there for long enough for it to
Right.
burn my skin. I'm
I'm
ready
gonna go
to
to
get
the
my
islands
glow.
though, because the island sun is not like the United States sun. You don't
That's
even
true.
feel the heat. You just come home tan. You know?
I don't mind the heat. I'll sweat. I'll take it. It doesn't bother me. But our time went out. But I want to follow up on one thing you said. What is the common denominator between you and the other people who are not feeling as hungry as they normally would feel? Are they all Black? Are they vaxxed? What is it that, or
They
did you
were
find
they
something?
were all Black people who I saw 3 so far with almost the same content. They all were Black people. They all were females, and well, I think one was a guy, but he might have been feminine. I shouldn't say all
Okay.
female. So yeah, I think he was a feminine guy.
Oh, that's
Because I
okay.
remember him saying, I don't eat, my appetite ain't like it used to be. I remember one time I just used to stand in front of my refrigerator, like, what do I want to eat? Now I forget that I even got a refrigerator. So yeah, he was kind of like the one I remember. I remember he kind of had the same content, but I didn't quite know if he was saying what I was saying. Like me, I don't, if I don't say I'm gonna eat, I don't eat. I don't
That's
eat.
a
Like,
blessing. That might be something that's being activated in us because on some level we're the same, but on other levels we are not the same as everybody else. And that may be activating in us as the frequencies on the earth change. I personally intermittent fast most days of the week. I don't eat that much anyway. And then when I start eating, I just eat whatever I want, which I need to work on that. But so it doesn't, I can't say that that affects me because I'm already intentionally fasting. But I hope it is something that is working in our favor
I
because
do.
these people have to be stopped. There is a war on Black people. There is a war on humanity, Black and white, and brown and yellow and whatever else. And we have to stop them. And I don't think we're working alone. If there's something like what you're talking about going on, that's some extra help from
Oh yeah.
outside of us that
Oh yeah.
is, activating and helping us.
And I know it would be even worse if Antoine wasn't here, because he reminds me to eat. Like he'll
Oh,
say, "What are
wow.
we having for dinner?" If it wasn't for that, I would never eat because my brain does not crave food anymore at
Good.
all. I don't know if it's like that's another thing, because I'm going to put that out there, because when I lost my sense of smell and taste from COVID,
That does affect how much you want to eat. That's a big
right?
part of eating.
So I'm going to actually put that out there tonight. Probably I'm going to type that in and say,
There's a lot of things we could talk about eating. Maybe we should do that one day because apparently there are some elements of eating that are a ritual that we weren't doing before anyway. So
Mhm.
if we can come off of it, that would be wonderful. But I don't want to get too conspiratorial because, you
Mhm.
know, I can take you down some rabbit holes and I just don't want to go too far.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm here for it all because, like I said, if someone doesn't say, "Do you want something to eat?" I literally can go all day without eating, without even craving anything, drinking anything. Like I might have a couple sips of water or something, which I have to remind myself to drink water. But as far as, and it's not like a dementia thing or anything like that. It's just I don't smell food. I don't smell it to. I can see a commercial on TV and French fries looking good, or a burger, or whatever, and it doesn't pizza
You don't
anything.
have your sense of taste back either?
No, no, I don't think I have taste because I know I don't because I have to have other people taste my food now and make sure I'm not over seasoning it. Because I
And
used to
see,
say seasoning by eye, but I still wouldn't taste it. I would like, okay, I'll just season my food then because I couldn't taste it.
so if you see something that would otherwise be tasty, but
Hmm.
you know you can't taste it, is not
Hmm.
going to spark any of those hunger
Nothing.
enzymes in you.
Like leftovers in my house would be non-existent because of me. Like if we bought some wings or something, the next day I would eat them, or late 3 o'clock at night I would eat it. Now they just go bad because I don't eat anything. I don't remember to. I don't not remember. I just don't crave it.
Are you
It's not.
losing weight then?
I am, and my kids told me that. I didn't even know. They was like, "Ma, your arms are so little." I was like, "They are." Ah, I didn't
Well, I
even
mean,
know.
we have to make sure it doesn't go too far, but for now, go with it. I mean, it works
Right,
for
right.
you.
Look, let it keep going down some more.
For
Let it.
now, yeah, a little bit more. Well, our time
Thank
is up, and I think, I always think that our conversations are very interesting. I hope those of you who are watching us enjoy this episode.
Absolutely. Hopefully next week I will be feeling a lot better. I have been a little under the weather, but still, I want to thank everyone for joining us at Kicking It with Kimm and Torra, and see us next week with more hot topics.
Absolutely.
Don't
See you
forget to
next
like,
time.
subscribe, and definitely leave a comment
Absolutely. See you next time.
next time.